Welcome back everybody to episode 2. Now if you haven't watched episode 1 of this adventure, then hit the link above so you don't miss anything. But if you have watched it, then thank you for tuning back in. Now, as you guys are aware by now, I'm doing Climbys track with a bunch of mates, and at this point in time, I'm about to tackle the infamous Granite Creek. So this is probably the most treacherous part of this track, and it's one of the most infamous places to be. A lot of people know it, and people from around the country come to tackle this exact part. Now, we did have a lot going for us. We had a lot of experience there that day, but one thing is that we did not expect what was going to happen, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. So we do have some people that have done this part before. We have Joel and Mel, and they were in the buggy and they still didn't want to do it, and I decided, you know what, let's do it anyway. And Justin, he's got a lot of experience spotting, so I'm really grateful that he's here. But we do have a winch on standby. We got Joel with that in his hand in case things go pear-shaped, because what you can't see is it is actually a heck of a steep angle that I'm on right now. The camera angle doesn't do it justice, but to be honest, it is nearly tipping. So we're about 40 degrees, which I can read on the front, and it's getting pretty precarious, so Justin's just lining up for another go. So if you notice there, something really bad just happened, and on the right hand side of my car there is a sheer cliff face which goes down to what is Granite Creek, but it's pretty much just a waterfall that's there, and if you go over the edge of that you pretty much spell death. So what happened is, as we were trying to get up over this rock step, the car decided to slide and it went quite drastically over to the edge, so I let off the accelerator real quick, but at the moment we're just trying to line it up. Justin's doing a real good job spotting, so hopefully we can get something going and get up here nice and safe. So pretty much what's happening here is when we're trying to get up over this rock step, the front left-hand tyre is lifting up and not giving it the traction it needs to get over it. Even though the lockers are in, there is a lot of weight on this car, and because of the drastic angle, trying to pull everything up this hill was quite hard, so we decided to go back a little bit. But as we went back, the rear fell into a hole, lifting the left-hand side up even more. And I can tell you one thing, looking out the driver's side window at a sheer cliff drop was terrifying. So I love this angle because from the drone you can really see what's going on. Now that is a massive angle that car's on at the moment, and really it is a terrifying angle to be on. So Justin's going behind it to see what we can do, because going back we're just falling deeper into a hole now that we're off the line that we wanted to be on. And as you can see, the left hand side there, that is just pure cliff drop. Those bushes aren't anything substantial. They will let your car roll and you will die. So it's quite scary at the moment, but I trust Justin and I trust he's going to make a good decision. So we pulled the pin of doing it without the winch, because every angle we kept going, it just kept wanting to lift a wheel more and more, and at this point the cars are tipping and there's no point killing yourself over a shot. So we hooked the winch up and away we went. So something really terrible actually just happened there. Something that I didn't know had happened. The other guys did see it but decided not to tell me because it's something he didn't want me panicking over as well. But the winch attachment point on this car actually just broke. So at this moment there isn't really a winch holding me down. It was very lightly pulling on the car, but just enough to keep that wheel down. But that is something that is purely terrifying, and I thank everyone that was there at that time to do it. And now it was time for Joel to take over and get me up this next part. So after getting up over that rock step, that was the last we needed of the winch, so I decided to take it off because it really isn't too bad from here on out and I could do it under my own steam. And ultimately it was a good choice, because if I kept going with the winch on, I reckon it would have done more damage to the car. Now, it really is moments like this that you appreciate everyone that's around and all the experience, but honestly guys, I will do it again. Next time I'll be more prepared, but this was an amazing thing. I waited 8 years to do and I finally did it. So thank you to everyone that was there to help me out. That was an amazing feat. Now, if you guys do plan on doing this 100% every day of the week, bring someone with a winch, because you do not want to be caught out in that situation that I was in where you're looking at death and not having something there to secure you down with. So definitely do it with a winch. But honestly guys, this is the most fun that I've had in 4 wheels and I love it. So if you do want to do it, definitely recommend it. So one thing that I really want to talk about is just, you know, safety on the tracks, making sure that you're doing the right thing, that you're prepared, because ultimately that could have ended so terribly wrong if you weren't prepared right. But when we're doing these tracks, guys, make sure that you be safe, that you've got things in plan for if things do go wrong, because at the end of the day, these are some amazing tracks that we can go on, and these are some of the best places to be with mates, and making sure that you either get to the pub at the end of the day or that you get to the campfire and have a beer. And while we're on a serious note, I do want to talk about something that's happening a lot more now, and it's tracks getting shut down. I mean, we just heard about the terrible news of Big Red getting graded. That's a real tragedy, but these tracks in Tassie are getting shut down too, or they're getting graded away, or people needing to put more rules in place because of people doing the wrong thing. So if you're on these tracks, guys, please be responsible. Make sure that you're taking your rubbish with you, that you're not tearing up tracks unnecessarily. Make sure that these beautiful places that we're looking at now stay open for the future. So I really do love this track. I mean, like I said at the start of the video, I have been waiting to do this for a long time, and I just haven't had the opportunity or a car that I've thought, hey, I do want to take it on the track to do it with. And now I've got the opportunity. It's living up to all of the videos that I've seen, all of the stories I've heard. One minute you're doing some casual four-wheel driving, next minute you're plummeting into something like this where you got to do a bit more technical steering. But ultimately, guys, it's an awesome track, so if you get the opportunity to do it, definitely take it up. Just get out there, do some four-wheel driving, and if you get a day like today, like we got, absolute pearl, and nothing better than some sunshine and some four-wheel driving. So we're pretty much at the end of the Climbys track now, and it's taken us about 6 hours. So we started from Trail Harbour, went along the Climbys track, and ended up at Granville Harbour. And it's just an amazing drive the whole way. From go to the end, it's just awesome. Like I said before, if you guys get the opportunity to do it, just do it. Come prepared, go with a mate, go with someone that's been there before. That's a really good tip to have, just so that you know what you're up for. And ultimately, guys, just buckle up and enjoy the ride, because it is absolutely stunning the whole way. So get out there and enjoy the tracks. So this is the last part of the track that you have to do before you come out at Granville Harbour, and I'll be taking another line next, but you can go around that, and the other guys did opt to go around it. But what is funny is, to really give you a perspective of how fast buggies can do this, that guy that's there in front of us and the buggy that you just saw go through, we met them back in episode 1 when we did the big wheel lift in the Raptor, and they were coming from Granville down to Trial and back up to Granville. So they'd done the track there and back in the time it's taken us to do it one way. So it really shows you those things can articulate these tracks amazingly. They were an awesome bunch of blokes. So to get there with some other people that you don't even know, meeting them, getting to know them, and essentially making a friendship with people just on the tracks. That's what it's all about, guys. So seeing a buggy like that have a crack and do these tracks is absolutely amazing, because it gives you a perspective of what different diversity can come along these tracks. We saw four-wheelers, we saw two-wheelers, we've seen buggies, and we've seen cars. So really, these tracks are accessible for anyone. So it doesn't matter what you have. If you want to give it a go, you can just give it a go. And ultimately, guys, do it, because it's something that you're not going to regret. So guys, we're at the very end of the Climbies track on the west coast of Tasmania. This is a bonus line, you do not have to do this part. This is one that I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. It is quite sketchy according to Justin, who's done it before. And trust me, he is not wrong. So you're on a massive angle and you actually got to do a 90-degree turn into a rut that puts you on more of an angle downhill. And then you've got to climb your way out of it. So it is quite sketchy. But the guy that's spotting me, he was one of them out of the buggy. And the guys that were in the buggy, they were awesome. They were great. They were supporting everything that we were doing. Just having a real good time. So thank you very much, guys. And I really want to say a big thank you to everyone who went on the trip with us. It was amazing. For the first time doing this trip, I couldn't have picked a better bunch of people to do it with. Thank you so much to Justin for organising it and making it happen. And a big thank you to everyone who's at home watching this episode. Now, I know that it did take a while to get episode 2 out, and I do apologise for that. But if you watch to the end of the video, you will see part of the reason why it did take a while and why it's been quiet. We've had a lot of things going on in the background, and it's been absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited to release what we've just done. Anyway, guys, thanks for the support, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Until then, happy wheeling and stay safe. What's going on, guys? I know the channel's been quiet lately, so I do apologize for that, but we've had some big things in the pipeline and it's finally happened. As you can see, we have merch. We have this wonderful design on all of our merch. We got hoodies, shirts, men's, women's, kids, you name it. We got dog bandanas, we got this awesome beanie. Look at that, that is stunning. So jump onto the link below. That is where the shop will be. Get on there, get all your merch, support the channel. Thank you so much, guys, and keep tuned because we're gonna have heaps coming up soon.